It's time to look at Chinese stocks. They're once again acting very well. We've been talking about it all year. But first, let's go for a quick bike ride. Okay, back here at the desk, let's have a look at Chinese stocks. First of all, what's important to note is that they are already performing very well year to date. If you look at, for example, the KWEB or the KWEB ETF, which you can see here on the chart, and it's a bit larger, and you can see the performance is somewhere around 30-31%. Year to date, not as much as gold mining stocks or as much as things like platinum and uranium, but still up 30%, which is notable and something that we would want to respect. So that's sort of the basket of KWEB. Now, what is KWEB? KWEB is Chinese internet stocks. I should be specific. If we look at the holdings of KWEB, you would see that the KWEB ETF has a lot of exposure to things like Alibaba, which we'll get to in a second. 14%, almost 15% almost 10% of KWEB is Alibaba. Tencent is 10-11%. PDD Holdings and so on and so forth. JD.com a little bit less. So this is a Chinese internet stocks more specifically. Now, most importantly to me, when I look at something like a KWEB, or Alibaba for that matter, what I want to make sure is that we have a bullish trend. And from a trend following perspective, you can see KWEB here. The ETF is firmly in a bullish trend. It has been in a bullish trend for the most part now for quite a long time, but really more specifically since April, around $32. We're now looking at a $38 ETF. If we look at something like Alibaba, this is where it gets really interesting. We do have here too a confirmed bullish trend. You can see that latest bullish trend started back in July essentially. So far, KWEB since then is now up about 18-ish%, and you can see our next profit targets there. So that's from a trend following perspective. Last but certainly not least, from a trading perspective, we have to look at momentum. And so our momentum indicator, the TST trender, is giving us a very clear signal that this remains a bullish momentum trade, so not just a trend, but also shorter term, a momentum boost. And here we've reached our free profit target. I would imagine this has energy to continue here into the 140s, and we'll have to measure sort of every 5 points or so. So that's that. And last but not least, let's just look at the actual chart itself. So we give you a bit of an idea of what the absolute chart looks like in Alibaba. I think this is always an interesting thing for a lot of people to see. And in many ways, we kind of broke that longer term downtrend all the way back in May of last year. If you have been following us, that's more or less when we started getting bullish in Chinese internet stocks. We had Brendan Ahern from Crane Shares on. They are managing the KWEB ETF. And we talked about it more or less right there. And ever since, we've had a big move. In fact, since probably that podcast, Alibaba is now up about 87%. If we zoom in a bit closer, you can see some pretty constructive price action, again, for those people that like to follow that kind of stuff. We've broken some resistance, and we've got higher series of higher lows, and maybe now potentially trying to break back to those all-time or those previous highs, not all-time highs, back from 2025. And then maybe from there we can start working our way, sort of even higher into the 150s. So that's a bit of an update here from the front. Hope it helps, and we'll see you in the next video. If this video helped you, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, you give us a thumbs up like, and if you want to see this approach in action, you will want to join us in our Set the Market morning call, which happens at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday. Make sure you join us for that in the link down below. Again, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.